Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
It is quiet out here this evening across Central Illinois. It's warm and humid still. Nice summer night here. Temperature in Champaign, 73 at the airport. 71 is the dew point. So the air is fairly saturated here. And we got a south and east wind reported at 5 miles an hour. Of course, the big talk is the next round of storms. That's all we've been focused on, isn't it? Chances for storms coming and going. Watching these storms off to the west to see what they do as they move in our direction. This is going to be the main band here that moves our way as we head into tonight and into tomorrow. A couple of things stand out. One, you see the backward C shape. That's the wind. That's a classic wind signature. And you look at radar, squall line trying to come our way. And we see another one starting to develop into Kansas City. Omaha got hit hard earlier this evening. It looks like Kansas City might be next with some more down towards Wichita. Some things to look at, though, is the atmosphere overhead isn't all that unstable. The storms this morning actually washed through and really stirred things up. We do have some instability, but when you see these purples here, more in Missouri and southern Illinois, that's where the greatest instability is. So as these storms move through that extremely unstable air and into less unstable air, we actually are seeing them weaken a little bit, which is good news for us here. I don't think it means we're clear, but we still have some storms coming. Maybe we're not going to see quite the wind that they had in parts of western Iowa, eastern Nebraska, places like that. And these storms still have a long way to travel, too, so some of that instability is still trying to pull into the region, so we'll watch that pretty closely here through the night. All in all, any complex of storms that comes through will have the potential for some wind. I tend to think that the wind threat will be maybe across the area, but end up being more isolated to scattered in pockets where we could see some damage. And that's how these storms have been for us here. We haven't had a big sweeping broom of wind across the region. A couple of towns here and there have had some damage reports. And we could see some wind gusts, maybe 60 to 70 at any point during these complexes of storms coming through. When do they arrive? I think with that initial line weakening, we could see some storms getting close after midnight, but probably going to wait more towards 2, 3 in the morning for them to approach our area. And some of us may wait even later than that here. Still looking dry at 3 a.m. along I-57, but you can see those complexes of storms pushing to the east, and that'll continue to happen. Tropical downpours, frequent lightning, a lot of thunder. That might wake you up early in the morning, so that's something to think about. We'll be here keeping things covered all night long and through the morning hours here, and we'll see that rain and storm activity exit then probably mid-morning at the latest tomorrow from that initial round. Not done yet, though. We'll have another risk then late morning into the afternoon. Still have a slight risk not only tonight, but this also for tomorrow across the region. There'll be some adjustments from the Storm Prediction Center with their update coming out at midnight tonight. We'll be waiting for that eagerly, but the thought is we may see some redevelopment in late morning into the afternoon. All of that hinges on what happens with the first round. And that's been what's been going on for the week as well. One round will influence the next, which influences the next. It's like dominoes tipping over here with the storm complexes coming through. If we see it a little more individual cells, then maybe we could see a slightly higher tornado threat tomorrow in some parts of central Illinois. We'll watch it. One of the things we've got here is actually a low pressure approaching from the north and east. That's going to help bring the wind shear up a little bit as we go into Thursday and maybe even into Friday, but not too worried about that risk. We'll keep it at a 3 out of 10 now, but check back in the morning for some updates. There's that low, and with that front coming through is some good news for us here. An end in sight. By Friday evening, we should be washing those storms away. Tonight, 74. Tomorrow, 88. The 7-day forecast for you then does show the 80s are sticking around here as we go into the weekend, but drying out. Should be a nice summer weekend and a quiet start to next week. Next system after this looks to be Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe a weak front coming through. We'll see if that brings anything our way.
Like the dry time for the weekend.
I'm looking forward to the weekend. I cannot wait.
It's been a long one.
Yeah, it has.
All right. Thank you, Jacob.